color display must be a form of communication. I didn't realize that life forms could exist in this fashion, living off the heat of planets, feeding on the particles in space, absorbing radiation from the cosmos. There's so much to see. Let's head to the next planet in the system and see what's there. Are you seeing this? My sensors indicate this planet is completely devoid of any organic material, and yet it has a breathable atmosphere and lies well within the system's habitable zone. Most curious. I'm picking up residual levels of radiation. Oh my. I believe I know what happened to this world. Some kind of proto-matter wave happened here. Not if you know how to resolve the chaotic turbulence with a tarfine reduction. This was a recent event. Some kind of proto-matter incident happened, and it wiped out all life on the planet. I think we should send an away team down to learn more.
Oh, not sure I'll ever get used to transporters. Let's see. Initial scans suggest this area used to be inhabited, but I can't find a single trace of organic matter. None. I see some... The walls of this canyon were worked by tools. I'm sure of it. Sentient life forms lived here. Until the proto-matter detonation. This pillar here. It seems to be a sign pointing to that canyon. Perhaps a pathway there leads to a settlement of some kind. I'm reading metallic objects there as well. Shall we take a look? Look, there's some kind of large structure further down the canyon. Look at the size of that plaza. These people must have had quite a developed culture. Let's take some readings up there. This looks like a town square or ceremonial center of some kind. I see some murals on the far side of the square over there by that arch. I'd like to examine them. They might tell us... These murals depict people bringing some objects to this place. Crystals or gems, I believe? This mural depicts the construction of this large structure. I suspect it was a temple or a place of contemplation for the people. The crystals depicted in this mural appear to be growing for some reason. I wonder if this is a symbolic or literal representation. Quite the enigma we found here. I suspect there's more to be found inside. Getting there will be a challenge, however. According to my scans, these pillars are connected to some kind of massive mechanical structure. Probably at the peak of tech. We could probably force it open, but that could damage the structure, and too much force could even collapse it entirely. I suggest we create a holographic forensic reconstruction. Yes, it would be based on analysis of things like footprints, wear patterns, and local construction. We can learn what people did here, how they went about their lives, and how they made the device work. We'd be watching a replay of history, roughly speaking. Let's start by gathering information from relics and leftover traces of the people who once lived here. These artifacts were used with opposable thumbs and indicate a likely handspan of 22 centimeters. Based on these footprints, these people had a stride that places them at about 1.6 meters on average. The wear patterns here show us that people leaned against here frequently. This was a meeting and gathering area. These relics should be covered with dust and sand, worn away by time and wind. But they're all uncovered. No organic matter left and everything left behind. Yes, the evidence seems clear. The proto-matter detonation happened only weeks, perhaps even days ago. We're going to need to make an accurate simulation to continue our studies here. I suggest using modified pattern enhancers to do this. Enhancers online. The signal is strong and clear. Two down, two to go. That's three. One more and we'll be ready. That's the last one. All enhancers online and standing by. All right. The enhancers should give us a pretty good image range. Your tricorder can then act as the center of the network control for the enhancers. I can tie in my data to your tricorder whenever you're ready. Get a little closer to the center of the square so we can see what happens. Note that the alien is using the pillars in a specific order. They're making the murals match up on each pillar. Looks like some kind of functionary, priest or bureaucrat, I think, would unlock the door by turning the murals on the pillars. The top mural on each pillar seems to be locked in place for reference. We should follow the order they used on the pillar murals. If we can turn them correctly. we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. That's the first pillar set in place. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. That's the first pillar set in place. Oh, we've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. That's the first pillar set in place. That's two pillars set into place. We've rotated the pillars out of order. The mechanism is resetting itself. You hear that? That's the first pillar set in place. That's 2 pillars set into place. Three pillars are locked in now. That's it! It's working! Well done! Shall we see what secrets this building holds? I think I see another mural inside the door. Isn't that the symbol of your Starfleet? How did it get here? How could it be in a temple of people who don't even have electricity, much less space travel? This is getting stranger by the minute. We should search the temple for more murals. Those people in the picture, they don't look like the others. What happened here? If Starfleet officers contacted this civilization in the past, why wouldn't you have a record of it? We should head deeper into the temple and continue our... I think the panel on the wall here can be pushed to open something. Those inner doors across from the panel are opening. What is all of this? According to my tricorder, we've reached ground zero. This is where someone detonated the protomatter bomb. From here, a self-propagating cascade of proto-energy radiated outward in all directions, washing over the entire planet. Doubtful. I believe what did this was built specifically as a weapon. There's no new ecosystem. All life was eliminated. I'm picking up a residual energy signature here. Take a look. 16-centimeter wavelength with a slight kaon leak. I've seen this before. It's a byproduct of Zenkethi technology.
trespassing. I'm claiming this station as salvage, along with everything in it. A little piece of history like this will be quite the vacation site. Experience life on the final frontier at Modron's K-13. But I digress. Unless you're here to discuss leasing opportunities, I suggest you be careful. This old beauty needs some serious repairs. It'd be a shame if something happened to you, or the active state. Fair warning. My Nausicaan gods aren't very fond of I'd be happy to sell the pods to you. Consider their living contents a promotional bonus.
Enemy targets on set. Engineer's Log, March 18th, 1570. Had a discussion this morning with security about our Klingon prisoners in Brig. We can't just leave them locked up. Chief Engineer's Log, Supplemental. By my account, we've been hurled back in time to the 16th century. To make matters worse, we're a very long way from the den of the system. None of our shuttles are warp capable, and even if we could get to Earth, we'd be in the wrong time. In short, we're stuck. There's nothing to do now but wait and try to conjure up a way to get back to the right time. Engineer's Log, April 17th, 1570. Today we visited the planet we're calling Draconis 3 to collect supplies. The good news, there's a humanoid civilization down there. The bad news, a potential Prime Directive violation. Our landing party was seen beaming in by some of the locals. We're hoping that doesn't impact their culture in any way. One thing's for sure, they can't help us go home. Their tech level is Bronze Age at best.
Trying my patience is going to cost you dearly.
July 9th, 1571. It's decided. Most of us are going into cryosleep. Those who stay awake, well, there's the rub. Going to live on a remote part of the planet below is likely, despite the Prime Directive issues. Staying here isn't viable. When the supplies are gone and the remaining power is in the stasis pods, anyone left is a goner. This station will be there too. Chief Engineer's Log, July 26th, 1571. Most of us went into stasis this morning. There weren't enough pods for everyone. 3 of us had to stay awake. We drew lots, and Yvonne, Sheridan, and I were the lucky winners. Since we're out of options, we've decided to go native and live out our lives under Draconis 3. Hopefully, one day our records will be found, and the people of Station K-13 will be remembered.
Rule of Acquisition 431. When the shooting starts, let the mercenaries handle it. Handle this, Captain!
The crime is trespassing. The sentence is death.
Enemy targets on sensor. Losing power.
I see you took out the Nausigans on my station. I'll just add their fees to your tab. I do hope you're good for it. Otherwise, I might have to take possession of that pretty ship of yours. Come to think of it, I'll be taking your ship anyway. Whether you're alive or not when I do is up to you.
that, I feel like we've learned so much out here. Indeed. I'd say our first flight was a success. Now we need to share our discoveries with everyone back home. I hope today's events will convince my people of the
I'm happy to hear the Lucari handled their first experience with space exploration well. There's talk of their desire to join the Federation, and from what I'm seeing, they'd be fine members. The mystery of Station K-13 has been solved, although the past violation of the Prime Directive by some of its personnel is a concern. Hopefully the crew preserved in stasis pods will be able to shed a little more light on that situation. Finally, this news of a Zenkethi protomatter weapon is disturbing. I'll be looking into it from all angles, diplomatic and military in particular. We've fought a war with them before, and I'd prefer avoiding another now.